Welcome to I Beg to Differ. This is a podcast where we review TV shows, documentaries, movies, and whatever else we feel like reviewing at this point. My name's Catrina, and I have my lovely sisters. Do you guys want to say
Hi,
your
I'm
name?
Candace.
Hey, I'm Monica.
And today we are reviewing the Ultimatum season 2, episodes 1 through 4. So this year it is very interesting with the Ultimatum. We'll get into that later. But we have a few couples on there. So the first couple is Ryan and James, and they've been dating for 7 years. And then we have Raya and Trey, and they've been dating for 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And then Roxanne and Antonio, they've been dating for 4 years. And then Lisa and Brian, they've been dating for 2 years. And then there's Kat and Alex, and they've been dating for
2 years.
I forget.
Yeah.
2 years.
So,
all right. So let's kick this off.
So, do y'all have one couple y'all want to start with, or because I figure we can leave?
Yes, I do.
Do you want to leave Lisa them to the end though?
Yeah, we can leave them
so
to the end.
You want to start
with
then?
Yes. I want to start with Ryan and James.
Okay. So Ryan and James dating 7 years. I was like, oh, that's a long time for him not to propose. Then we find out they're high school sweethearts. So I'm like, okay, so they're like 23.
That's still a while.
But they just finished college. Like, now I'm like, okay, she putting a little too much pressure on him too early. Or what did y'all think? What do you think, Monica?
I mean, I don't think so because just I feel like in their culture, it is usually around that time when they get married, like right after college. So I think that's probably something she's more accustomed. Probably a lot of her friends are getting married and stuff. And it kind of makes sense, I guess. 7 years. So
yeah, I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the culture difference.
I'm sorry.
What do you think, Trina?
I'm sorry. 7 years? Man, he should have had a ring on it by at least 3. Like, I'm sorry. That's 7.
Well,
that's
3
7 years you ain't getting back.
He would only been like 19. They've been together since they were 16.
So, and I've seen people get married young.
I would not be expecting nobody propose to me at 19. And I would not be saying
I know some people who don't did
Nah,
it.
that's too young.
I know some people who don't did it. And I ain't seen no problem with it. I'm just saying, don't have this dating this girl, this young woman for like 7 years. I hope y'all took a break during 7 years.
So he's claiming his main concern is financials. Since he said he's been in college for 5.5 years, so he just wants to make sure they're financially like stable. I feel like that's fair if he's still in school. It seemed like he was saying he's still in school now too. Like, I don't know.
I give him that, but I also think like if it's 7 years, like that. Are they California or like are they in California where they say you're married after so many years?
I don't know. But I know they're from the South because when she went on the date with what's the boy Trey, they were saying they were both from like South Carolina or something, right?
Oh,
well, so she's from the South. So
she should have moved. She should have moved to California. I'm just saying.
And then we're going to kind of just go through each couple. So still on Ryan and James, they start to do the little dates with the other couples and stuff. And so we found out a little more with James' background. So I guess it seems like a little more of an insecurity. Like Ryan came from this family where they were like this tight-knit family. Her parents are married and stuff. And then James was raised by a single mom. So I think he doesn't feel like she understands his struggle. He grew up very differently from what she did. So it seemed like that was kind of holding him. That's part of what's holding him back from like being ready for marriage and stuff. Or what do you think? Trina don't agree.
I get it, but it's just like, dang, I still can't get off the 7 years.
Yeah.
Like, good God Almighty.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Jesus.
It is a long
time.
It is a long time. And then
They didn't
they
take a
did talk
break.
about the ring, and he has a ring from his grandmother, but I think Ryan must come from money. Because he felt like y'all heard like
Yeah.
he felt like the ring wasn't good. He wanted to get a nicer ring or like kind of update the ring. You know what I mean? Or something he was
Yeah.
saying. And she was like, I don't care about that. I just want you to make that level of commitment to me. So I think he's a little insecure.
Mhm.
Maybe her family kind of comes from money because he did say his mom was like a truck driver or something. So I'm thinking maybe her family
Yeah.
comes, or they doing pretty good, if they don't come from money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when she mentioned too about them going on like 2 week vacations.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time to be on
Yeah,
vacation.
I agree.
Mhm.
So
So I think that's part of kind of what's driving a little difference between them. And then we find out that Ryan has pretty well, obviously, James has been pretty much her only boyfriend. So since they've been together
Yeah.
since they were
Oh
16.
gosh.
We found out later, we ain't got to that part, but we found out later that James actually cheated on her too. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this
yeah.
couple if they gonna stay together at the end. I don't know. I thought for sure, but the more I think about it, I don't know if they gonna make it by the end of the process.
They
Well, also
So
when he
James go.
mentioned too that she wasn't his
Mhm.
first love.
Oh, I missed
Yeah,
that
he
part.
did mention that
Yeah, I missed that part.
also.
I missed that one.
And I
Mm.
don't think she knows
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Well then why is he
Yeah.
stringing her for 7 years? That's a long time.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
she can't get them
he's
years
clearly one of
back.
those guys like that. If he wants to just keep her around because he don't think she gonna go anywhere. But remember, as soon as he picked his person and he
Yup.
that first night he like, oh, I need to go for a run. He out there talking to his friends like, I never thought I would lose her. I never thought there was a chance she would leave
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. Yup.
And
Yup.
it was a wake up
Yup.
call.
Yup.
He one of those guys.
Sure is a wake up call.
Mm-hmm.
We don't
Think
sit
he can do
around.
anything he want,
Yup.
and then she just gonna
Yup.
stick around.
We don't sit around. We don't
Mm-hmm.
wait.
Yup.
Yeah. So James, he seems to kind of hit it off with Raya, and
Mm.
they have they go on a few dates and stuff. They seem to have a connection. So then that's really it. I didn't really, I guess Ryan kind of had a connection with Trey as well. So they both, I guess they had connections with the opposite
Mhm.
couple basically. So we forgot to mention Ryan gave the ultimatum and James is just not
Yeah.
proposing. So yeah. What couple, you got another couple you want to talk about next?
Roxanne and
All right, go
Antonio.
ahead.
I just feel bad. I feel bad for Antonio. It's just like I don't know, like that woman just ain't made for
Mm-mm.
him. Like, how did they even link
I
up?
don't know.
Like, dang, 4 years and y'all still ain't figured this out.
Yeah.
Like, come on now.
Right. So Antonio issued
I ain't
the
saying it's supposed to be
ultimatum here,
easy.
and Roxanne is not trying to get married to him. And I feel like the
Exactly.
first 4 episodes, she made it very clear that it's not that she don't want to get married; she don't want to marry him. Is what I got from it. What do
Mm-hmm.
you think, Monica?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like for sure. I don't think she wants to marry him.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think it's
I don't
like
think
a.
she I think she feels like he's not driven enough for her.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I felt the exact same way, and it seemed like he's
Oh
not.
my gosh.
It's like it seemed because she said something about him just sitting in the room playing video games all day at first or something. It's like he just
Is he making money off of it?
it don't sound like it because he
I'm
talking
just
about he
saying,
can't afford to take her
I don't
out.
knock nobody's hustle. I don't knock nobody's hustle.
Yeah,
They want to
but
play
he
video
said something about
games.
not being able to afford to take her out, and that's why he don't plan things for her because he can't afford to go to these places.
Mm,
But then we never really
gotcha.
got. Did we ever figure out what her business was? Because she's talking about she works all these hours as an
No,
entrepreneur, but she never really
no.
explained what her business was. She got to know if she come on the show, we gonna figure out what it
Exactly.
is.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have rather
Exactly.
she went ahead and said.
Have y'all followed any of them on social
Not from
media?
this season. From season one,
No.
I did at first,
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
me either.
just to be nosy.
I do want to follow up. I just want to see what Lisa and
I know.
Brian
I
doing.
wonder if
Is it
they still together.
true?
Uh, it's hard not to talk about them. I'm having to skip over the little cocktail
Yeah.
cocktail night or whatever.
So then we get to what Alex
Yeah, I don't
and
really got much to
Kate.
say about them, honey.
and that's a
Yeah, they
boring
didn't even
couple.
show
Like, I don't
them.
even
Like,
know.
did you notice they didn't even talk to them when they were like, okay, like you know how they were calling out everybody when everybody was sitting down. They didn't even. I was like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
ain't there like one more couple or something? I was
they
like, I thought I
boring.
missed
I
it.
think they're just.
I rewound the TV. I
I
was
don't
like,
know.
oh
Maybe
shoot.
they just sat there. Maybe they just placed them as holders,
Yeah, I thought I
placeholders.
missed it. I
That's what I'm
rewound the
thinking.
TV. I was like, oh shoot, I missed this couple. I'm like trying to skip through and find them. I'm like, wait, they
Mhm.
didn't introduce.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, they were boring.
Mm-mm.
So they've been
Yeah, because
dating.
I had to go back and find their names on Google for a second because they didn't show them for so
I
long after
know.
they announced them. I was
See,
like,
I
oh
found
shoot.
when they did
Mhm.
Choice, and I was watching the remainder of the Choice, and I had to rewind, make sure I heard exactly what I heard about Lisa and Brian. So yeah,
So yeah, they've been
But
together
I
two
kind of feel bad
years.
for her. Is it Kate or Kat?
Cat.
they call her
Yeah.
Cat.
Okay, well, I feel bad for Kat because that guy don't want her either.
Exactly.
So I
He
kind of feel
don't.
Exactly.
bad for
He
her.
don't.
I wish she would move on because she's a good person. I feel
I
like
agree.
for
I
sure.
Mhm.
agree. Cause yeah, they've been together 2 years. She gave the ultimatum. She's 27 and he's 31. They seem to be like kind of one of those adventurous couples and stuff. And his whole reason and why he hasn't proposed, he says he hasn't been able to propose since they have been busy with their little adventures that they go on.
Mm.
And that was
Well,
like that made it
Okay.
clear to me he has. And then when she was expressing her feelings to him like that very first night, when they got back to the hotel or whatever, he was just not like receptive of the conversation. Like you could
no, he
tell on his
wasn't.
face that he just not that into her.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
He
So yeah, I
wasn't.
felt bad.
Mm-mm.
Let him go. Let him go,
And yeah,
girl.
so
Let him
his
go.
main one
Move
he
to the
hit it off with
next.
was Roxanne. I really didn't see Kat hit it off with anybody in any of the dates. Honestly, I felt
No,
like
I don't
we
think
got
she
to
Yeah.
the
should be on
choice,
the
but I felt
show.
like her choice was just kind of by default because nobody else, picked them.
Yeah.
So they just went with each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, we gonna do
Uh,
Lisa and Brian last, right? So y'all want to go ahead and do Raya and
yeah.
Trey. Okay, so they've been
Yes.
dating 2 years. Trey gave the
Yes.
ultimatum. Raya is 24 and Trey is 28. Thoughts?
That's not a bad
No.
gap. I mean, like, that's only 4. Like, that's not really
Yeah.
bad. But I do think that she
Okay.
feels like she wanna go party and stuff. Girl, you should have got that out your system a
Yeah, but
long
then it
time
seems
ago.
like she's insecure
Exactly.
about her where she is in her career, and then we find out she works at Hooters. But then it's like
Yeah.
she's saying, "Oh, he doesn't have to take care of her or something." But it's like, girl,
How young they be working
do we?
at
I
Hooters?
don't know.
No. I ain't judging nobody. I'm just saying, like, I'm pretty sure she could find a different
Oh, she
job.
could, and I'm
I
surprised
think
she.
she just wants to have fun.
I'm not saying like she can't work
Yes.
there because she lives with her man, but like I would have stopped working there if I moved in with my man. And it sounds
But
like
I
he bought
feel
her
like
that
she
car or
don't.
something too. The way he was talking about how she got her the new
Yeah.
car.
It don't seem like she wants to have kids. She doesn't. She's begging for his
Mm-mm.
attention. But I mean, like, you're the girlfriend, and I ain't trying to
Hmm.
knock her or nothing. But this man got to make a
Yeah.
living. You ain't
Yeah.
making no living working at
Right. So
Hooters.
I had to Google what city
Mm-mm.
they in. They're in
See?
Charlotte this season. So I mean, it's not
She.
cheap, but it ain't that expensive. I feel like. I mean, I think it's probably similar to Atlanta. Or what y'all think?
I don't care.
Yeah,
That
I think
man Trey
Charlotte
better
is
not
similar to
stay.
Atlanta.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think
She
it's
better
similar
not
to Atlanta.
stay.
Yeah. So Trey basically
He better not stay
Trey
with
got it
that
together.
girl.
He is the catch of the season. He's the only man on here. Cause I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Antonio just ain't got enough drive. I feel like Trey the only man on here that's a real catch.
Mm-hmm.
He's good. He said he good financially. They already living together. He's an engineer. And
Yep.
he gets real emotional talking about Raya and where their relationship stands. I could tell he really want to marry her. But I think it's
Yes.
just by like default though that's because I think he's really insecure about his looks, which he kind of talks about that too. Like he doesn't think he's attractive.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
he talked about it a little bit with
Mm.
Ryan. Like when he was saying like telling her like
Mm.
she
Mm.
looks good and stuff, remember? And he was like, when people tell me I look good, I don't believe them or something. He was saying so.
Really? Okay,
hmm
I missed that. Him saying that.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
so I think that's part of it. Why he, you know what I mean? I think he's not confident that he can find anybody else. Put it that way. Because then even when he was getting ready to
Yeah.
talk to Lisa, he was talking about how nervous he was gonna get to talk to her and stuff. I guess because she's real
Yeah.
pretty, and this was before the whole cocktail party thing. You know what I mean? So he didn't know she was a little
Mm-hmm.
cuckoo. But yeah, so so I,
You know, I get that.
so then
Set.
they're
You get
talking
the
Raya and Trey, and we find out that like Raya is just very superficial. So they talk about how he did this thing for
Yeah,
Valentine's Day for her, and he like said he did the rose petals, did the big teddy bear, got her lingerie, all this stuff.
that's so
And then she said, yeah, it
nice.
was nice,
Oh,
but it wasn't quite like the ones that she see on TikTok, so it wasn't good enough, basically.
I feel like she's a
Yeah,
gold
it's like,
digger.
why are you comparing your
Right.
relationship to TikTok?
You over
Yeah.
here with this
Yeah, I feel
man
like
who
she
doing
wanna
that.
still have a good
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I was just like, she
Gold
just
digger.
toxic. She's toxic. Um, and then
Yeah.
she's saying like she wants to figure out her career and stuff, and it's like, how are you figuring out your career working at Hooters? Like,
I
I
don't
don't really
know.
understand. I don't know. Like, I think she's just
Mm-mm.
giving excuses at this point because she don't really want to marry this man. You know, like I
Yeah,
don't
I
think she,
think so
and I
too.
don't
I
think
don't
she's
think she wanna
attracted to
marry
him,
him.
but he's attractive to me.
She's attracted. She's attracted to him. She attracted to that money,
That's what I'm saying. But physically, I don't think she attracted him because she made it real clear. She's like,
it
there's
shouldn't
so
be
many
about
attractive
physical.
guys out here like Brian.
She shouldn't be attracted to physical because physical appearance can wither away with age. Just like she thinks she's a dime, she could turn into a
hmm
penny. So let's not even start with it when
Yeah.
girl.
What are you thinking about Raya, Monica?
Yeah, I think she's very surface level, and I definitely think she still just wanna have a good
hmm
time. I think that's why she was
Yeah.
pressuring James to, like, be so touchy and feely with her, because she really was
Yeah.
down for whatever,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah. So,
Right. I think she really got a college mindset even though she not in college, like, she just wanna have a good time, and I think
hmm
that guy, she probably is, like, slick using him because he do so much for her.
Yeah, because it sounded like
Mhm.
he's like, you got your dream car. And I'm like, if it's her dream car, I don't think she got it from working at Hooters. So I'm going to assume
Mm-mm.
he bought the dream car. Like, is that a fair
Yeah.
assumption?
Mm-mm.
You know?
That's what
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking.
So,
And I
Raya,
like her hair until that one
yes,
scene,
I wrote
and
that
this
in
is
my
like no
notes.
shade, but like where her like
Right here, her
um
part right there.
closure, like you could see the white part. They should have told her that.
Yeah, and it was
Like
really
they should have
bad.
said
It
something.
was really bad.
Yeah.
Like, I wrote that in my But before that, it
That's why
looked
I'm
good.
Yeah.
natural.
It
I
had
don't
looked
do
pretty
that mess.
good, like as good as like lace can look, you know. But like that
Yeah.
one scene, it was bothering me so bad, so bad.
Yeah, me too. I was like, they should have like told her that and like took a break and let her fix that.
Yeah, and then like Trina mentioned earlier, she was saying like her not knowing if she wanted to have kids and stuff, and I'm just like, she asking him like probing him about these conversations about kids, but
Mm-hmm.
they live together already. Like y'all should have had
Yeah.
this conversation already. Like
Mm-hmm.
if
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna live with a man, we're gonna have that conversation because that means if we're gonna live
Yep.
together, we are trying to become something more, you know.
Move.
So we need to make sure we
Mm-hmm.
on the same page
Yeah.
with what our expectations are. Do we want kids? Because for most adults, that's a deal breaker. You know what I mean? So I'm just like, why
Mm-hmm.
have they not
Yeah.
had this conversation and they've been together 2 years? Unless she just got on camera and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
went rogue or something.
I don't think she
Yeah.
went rogue. She don't want to get
hmm
married.
So, Trey, like I said, Trey and Ryan, they kind of hit it off. And then Trey, we find out he's kind of interested in Lisa too. Raya, she gets emotional at the lounge, when she's talking to Trey. Um, and she's kind of feeling like she's not a good enough for him or something. I couldn't really tell what she was saying, if she felt she wasn't good enough for him or not good enough for Brian. I don't know, because this was after Lisa went in on her. So, and we ain't talked about that yet, so it's kind of hard to just. So, Trey, he's kind of questioning if he's really meant to be with Raya. And I'm just like, he better not choose Ryan for the trial marriage at this point, because I'm thinking Lisa's still on the table,
Mm-mm.
because I'm like, Ryan is not
Mm-hmm.
leaving. No woman is gonna just up and leave their high school sweetheart after a 3-week little trial marriage thing.
I don't know. I don't know.
No.
If you're not getting what
I'm
you
just,
need,
but they ain't gonna leave them for
you gotta
you.
see.
Like,
I'm just saying. I'm not saying it like that. I'm just saying like the whole purpose of the show is to figure out if this is the person you want to be with. So you need to go ahead and do it now. So it's not in real
we ain't
life.
really talked about the after the choices, but we can. If you watching this, you've seen the episodes. Um, Trey and Ryan, he more into her than she is into him. She not really
You
reciprocating
think
the
so?
things, like when he was talking about how like he's got feelings for her. She never really like went there. You know what I mean? She's like, I think now
I
I
don't
know
know.
what I want. That's what she said. She didn't say, "Oh, I'm catching feelings for you too," or anything like that. Like, I don't know.
Well, you
I
don't
don't think so.
know. I don't know. I had to see what's gonna happen next because I don't know. I feel like they're a good
I don't know.
match.
I mean they the probably the
Better
best
than
I
him and
match
mean,
that's there, but I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I feel like both of them really aren't comfortable. I feel like Ryan and James are not very comfortable with interracial relationships for sure.
That was the other thing.
For sure. I think that's why her sister came to the meeting with her and Trey.
Oh, we
The
ain't saw
parents
that
didn't
part yet.
come,
mm-mm.
I ain't
but
saw that part yet.
clearly her and Trey said they have that in common the most coming from a family.
Hmm.
So where was your parents at?
Yeah. So I ain't seen that part yet. So that must be episode 5. But
I
I'm
can
ready
say
to
that.
see it now.
Yeah.
That's four.
Yeah, me too.
Uh-uh.
That was
Oh,
four, right?
No, 4 ended off with them on that boat talking, him telling them her he like catching feelings for her and stuff.
thank you for
But yeah,
calling
now
because
I'm
I
ready to
sure
watch.
finna watch
I
that.
done went too far in.
No, you good,
I
because
mean, I'm
whoever
really
watching
finna
this
watch
probably
this
already done
now.
watched all 8 episodes, honey. So
Yeah.
so then we, after the little lounge situation, which we ain't got to that yet, but Brian and
Mm-mm.
Raya go on a date and stuff, and so they're kind of talking about kind of expectations, I guess. Um, so Raya, I mean, expects the man to handle the mortgage or the rent, and then she's willing to kind of share in some of the other bills and stuff. What are y'all thoughts on that in terms of splitting
I
bills?
believe in it. I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe the man should handle the mortgage and you handle the other
I'm
bills.
not gonna give my take because I don't want people in my marriage business in terms of what we do.
Oh, okay.
But
Because I'm not married.
I don't want nobody
Yeah, I'm not
watching know
married.
how we handle our
So
finances.
I'll say it.
But
I'll do it
Monica, what
because
you
shoot,
think?
I'm
What's
not
your
married.
expectation?
Preferably for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I do feel like they should. Now, in some situations, they may can or can't.
Yeah.
So you just got to deal with it. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But preferably, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like
But
that's
is it
kind of
is it
standard.
a deal breaker? I don't know. You know.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's how we grew up though.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the man always I mean, I know that's what I've always
Yeah.
been told is the man handles the big bill and then you handle all the small
Yeah.
bills.
But nowadays, them small bills add up to a big bill.
Calculate up to big bills. Yup.
I'm just
Inflation.
By
saying,
the time
like
you
y'all need to
factor in
watch
all
your
that,
dang water bill. Make sure you
Inflation.
turn off your AC or whatever when you ain't using it. Turn off
No, but I
electricity,
feel that. I feel
power,
that.
everything.
So, Brian kind of asked her how she feels like if her partner like hits a rough patch. You could tell that kind of took her back. Like she really try to be with no man that ain't got no money.
I think he
I
don't
think
make
he
no
don't really have
sense.
money. I think Lisa
I
takes
don't
care
think
of
he
him. We'll get
do.
to them in a second, but I think that's really what it is. So
That's what
then
I'm
Raya
thinking too.
opens up to Brian about her miscarriage that she had, I guess, 2 years before they started filming this,
Mhm.
and how she's scared about getting pregnant again and not hearing a heartbeat again, which I can understand that fear because I
Yeah.
have been there. But I mean that's fair, but I can't tell people how to grieve that. Like I know for me, I just didn't try to get pregnant no more, and I just had a oops baby, but a happy oops baby. Like we weren't like not trying, but we weren't like actively trying anymore either. You know what I mean? Because it's a tough situation to
Yeah.
be in, and then it's just like I know a lot of people have multiple miscarriages. I don't want to, I want to be sensitive to that, but it's like with me, I knew I was like, now if it's happened again, I don't know how many more times I can
Mhm.
like keep go, with like
Gotcha.
infertility and stuff. But I feel like it's a fair thing to be scared of. But the way her and Trey interact, I'm wondering, does Trey even know about the miscarriage? And then if he doesn't, why does she feel so comfortable telling Brian about it?
I don't
Yeah.
Like
know.
that just kind of shows
And was
me.
it Trey Baby though?
I don't. Unless they got pregnant like right away, like when they first started, because they only been together 2 years. I mean, so it either happened right
Yeah.
before
Mm.
Trey or it was like when they first started dating, I guess.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that's why I was a little, I don't know, because her whole thing, because she talked to him about the babies earlier and saying she wasn't sure she wants to have kids, but it seems more like she's afraid to try to have kids again. I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Which is, I guess, fair. Yeah.
yeah. So she says she's missing an emotional connection with Trey too. Clearly, she's just more attracted to Brian, which we're gonna get on Brian because I don't even think
Yeah.
Brian is all that. But they really is slim pickings on this cast this time. So,
Yeah, it is.
um, so then Trey decides to go on another date with Lisa, and he's trying to be
Mhm.
understanding of her feelings after the whole, or what do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to talk about this after we talk about Lisa and Brian, since it all kind of goes together? All right,
Might as
let's jump to
well.
Lisa and Brian. Who wants to start off? Lisa, Brian, dating for 2 years. Lisa gave the ultimatum. Brian is 28 and Lisa's 31. Whoever wants to kick it off.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna say it. Like, he does not want to be
Mm-mm.
married. This man does not want to be married. He does not want to have kids. And he has an issue that this woman makes more than what
Mm-hmm.
he makes. He's one of those Stone Age men who can't take the fact that his woman can help him out. And then he wants to have the house in his
Mm-hmm.
name. He doesn't want the woman to
Yep.
buy the house, which I don't see the problem with it. It's like a new age, new era. Like, women can do the same thing. They can help out their man. Like, what's your problem,
Yeah,
dude?
and then it's like he won't be satisfied and until
Mm-mm.
he's making more than her, but I don't think he ever gonna make more than her. You know what I mean?
He
Not trying
never
to be
will. She
mean.
said six
Yeah.
figures. She said six figures. She said you got a six-figure woman. Six figures. Like, you have a problem with your woman making six figures? Like, most men be
Right.
happy.
It like
Yeah.
I just don't get it. And my initial reaction, I was like, Lisa is so pretty. And she was doing so good until he had to start being around some other women. But I'm sitting there like he had to cheat on her before or something. Cause something
Yeah.
just ain't adding
Yeah,
up.
I think
Something ain't
so.
adding
Yeah,
up.
I think so.
Not
Look,
I
saying
Lisa,
she
think
if
should
you
have
so.
put her
listening,
hands on him, but it was very clear that
leave
some
that man
trust had been
alone.
broken before, and probably with some younger
Mm-hmm.
women,
Yeah,
the way she
it
reacted.
definitely was. Yeah. Yeah, yeah, it was. It
Hmm.
was. Hold
So,
that
Lisa,
thought for
leave him
1 second.
alone.
okay.
Leave him alone,
Hmm.
Lisa. He's not your better half.
Exactly.
He is not your better
So,
half. He is not the one that God put on earth for you. He is not
uh-uh.
the one. He is not your
She think
blessing.
he is though. She stuck
He
with
is
him
not
now.
your blessing. PSA.
She stuck with him now.
No, Lisa, you don't have to be with him just because you got that situation. You can co-parent separately. Let him struggle on his own.
So Lisa wants to know why he isn't ready to propose, and his response is, "What is that going to change? How is that going to change how I love you?" I just wrote, "He toxic," Run away,
That's a
Lisa.
problem. That's a
Run away.
problem. That's a red flag right there. You know why that's a red flag? One, because you sat there and y'all was playing marriage. Y'all was playing like husband and wife.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. You never play husband and wife with somebody who's over here undervaluing
Mm-hmm.
you. You don't do that.
Exactly.
That's not even right.
Exactly. So Lisa's kind of discussing like her biological clock, and she says, I don't want to have kids before getting married. Spoiler
She
alert.
right. She right.
And he feels like
He
she's
did it
trying
on
to force
purpose.
him into a marriage. And now he went from it being finances, it seems like, to something else for him. And then we find out that Lisa makes 6 figures in this scene. So like you said, it seems like he's just insecure too as well.
He is.
So
And
she finally just comes right out and asks him, she's like, is it that you don't want to get married or that you don't want to get married to me? And he hesitated. And he's like, no, that's not it. So it's like, why you have to hesitate? So it's very clear. He want like a sugar mama, but he don't want to commit to her, is what it's giving. So I was like, I need my sis Lisa, don't settle for Brian. There's so many other men out here. You don't got to settle for Brian and his nose ring. Okay?
Exactly.
Let's move on. So then we cut to this scene after they had that conversation. They get into bed together. It seemed like they got a little intimate. I can't remember. It was a bunch of scenes. But then they show us Lisa in the bed crying. I'm like, Lord, what Brian done did to our sister Lisa? What Brian done did to Lisa?
Some cheating text message.
And we never found out what happened. Like why she was crying. She was just like distraught. I don't know what was going on. And then he was making it seem like the next morning that Lisa has a temper. And I'm just like, I'm not saying what Lisa did in this episode was right. But I do think he triggered some reactions in her. Like she didn't react the way that she did for no reason. So
that's true.
We see Brian kind of connecting with Roxanne on like business and ambition. I'm just confused. I'm like, where is this ambition in your relationship with Lisa?
Nowhere.
Because I don't see it.
Nowhere.
Did you think he was really gonna be into Roxanne, or you think he was just kind of going through the motions?
Through the motions. Monica. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think so too. Going through the motions.
Yeah. But then he makes it very clear that he's more attracted to Raya, of course. But I don't even think it was.
You know why?
I think too. She's the only other black woman there.
No, it's because she was young.
Well, I think that too.
We all know.
So I think, like y'all said, he likes them younger. So the expectations, like based on their conversation, the expectations are very different than a woman his age would have of him. Raya made it very clear she just wants to have fun and stuff. She don't need nothing too serious. You know what I mean? So I think a lot of those guys like that, they like to date somebody younger, so the expectations, don't come as fast. I think that's kind of what it was.
Yeah, I think so.
So Lisa peeps the little combo. She getting jealous. This is kind of giving us an idea of what we about to see. We already talked about Lisa and Trey. They hit it off. So we get to the little cocktail party. Lisa, she coming off real aggressive, asking folks like, who was your favorite date? Who was your favorite date? And just doing way too much. Way too much. I'm like, sis, bring it down a notch. Let's just bring it down a notch. What did y'all think just with that little scene where she kept questioning folks? And then she had the nerve to say her best date was Antonio, when the whole date with Antonio, she was looking to see what Brian was doing.
Yeah. I don't even know. I think she was just saying it.
Yeah, I think she just wanted to make conversation kind of to see where Raya and Brian's head was.
Yeah.
Cause I think she kind of
Mm-hmm.
picked up on that
Yeah.
energy.
And then the thing, like, I think she is a little crazy. But then it's like you give her a slight pass cuz the hormones, I guess now. But she's still crazy.
No, she was crazy
Yeah.
already.
Yeah.
So
I ain't trying to be
she looks
funny.
jealous when Raya says she had more in common with Brian than James. But it's just, look at them. Like, it's just clear they would have more in common than she would have with James. You know what I mean? So, like,
Yeah, that's true.
I don't get why she was looking so, like, upset about her making that comment. And so we get Raya and what's his face? Brian, they kind of go off to have like their little chat and stuff. And he just, well, actually, no, before that, she got all emotional, remember, and started having a cry in the corner. It was almost like she was baiting him to say, let's just go home. Let's leave the process. And he like, he know what he was
Hmm.
finna do. He was finna F Raya. And Raya, we know now after seeing Raya with James that Raya would have been with it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, she was definitely down for it.
That's why he didn't want to
She
leave.
definitely down for it.
Cause I felt
No,
I
that's
felt
why.
like I felt like Lisa was trying to bait him into like, okay, baby, we can work this out. Let's just leave. And he was like, no, if we leave, we giving up on us. Like, huh? No.
No.
He just
Yeah.
wanted to F Raya. That's all that was. So
Hmm.
then after that, Raya and what's his face? Brian have a conversation. And Lisa, she's struggling again. Our girl's struggling. And I wanted Lisa to get with Trey so bad. After this, I was like, Trey, stay far away from Lisa. Stay far away from. So she's struggling, and Roxanne tried to talk her down. She's like, don't do it. Don't go over
Mm-hmm.
there. Don't do it. You gotta let them talk.
Yeah.
Lisa's like, forget it. I'm going over there.
Mm-hmm.
And she interrupts them.
She like me. She like me. I don't play them games.
So
That's my man. But I wouldn't do it
what
with that
did y'all
man.
think
Not
about
with
this
that man.
conversation? Like how she walked up on them and basically like shooed Raya away, and Raya actually left.
Yeah, it was a trip. It was a mess.
I was
I was
tripping out.
like, dang.
I was like, Lisa, girl, pull it together. I knew for
Oh
sure they
yeah.
Yeah.
probably weren't gonna make it through the thing unless he could get her to pick somebody at the choice. Like they weren't gonna make it. What do you think, Trina?
Nah.
Um, with Lisa and Brian, I really don't see them making it, and I really don't see the other black
Mm-mm.
couple,
I don't know.
Raya and Trey, making
No.
it either.
So then they're sitting down
Yeah.
and they're talking, Lisa and Brian, and it went left. She kind of got up and got mad and stuff. I feel like they both were toxic at this point. And then she
Mm-hmm.
comes and she mushes him in front of everybody else. And everybody's like, what the heck just happened?
Yep.
I was like, I know she didn't just mush him on TV. Even though
Yeah.
she joked about like
Yeah, she
choking him on
did.
camera or something like that earlier in the scene. So
Yeah, she didn't care. She did not care.
yeah.
And I
No,
So
she
think
she
she
was
didn't.
like,
really
forget
did
all
want to be
this.
done with the show.
Yeah, I think she wanted
Yeah.
to be done with it. Once she saw him having to go on the dates with other people, she knew she didn't want to do it. She was regretting like bringing him on there. So then she's
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
storming out of the little lounge or whatever, and she's upset that particularly he's connecting with Raya because she doesn't feel like he can learn anything
Okay.
from Raya. She doesn't. I just felt like she didn't have to go in on Raya like that. She's like, "You with the Hooters, bitch?
No.
What you gonna learn from her? What you gonna learn from the Hooters, bitch?" And I'm just like, "Oh my gosh."
Oh my gosh,
They're
it
like,
was
I'm like,
Yeah,
you
so
this
she
is
funny.
you're
was.
mad at your man. Like you don't have to degrade Raya because of what your man is
Exactly.
doing. You know what I mean? And she just kept
Exactly.
talking down on Raya working at Hooters, and at the end of the day, Raya is only 24. You know what I mean? So it's like she got a lot of time to figure it out, and And then
Yeah.
she's like, why weren't you like, I could understand if you were like into Roxanne, like, cause she's a boss bitch. Like, you can learn some stuff from Roxanne. What are you gonna learn from Raya? Which is fair, but she didn't have to go in on Raya like that.
Yeah, yeah.
What did y'all think about this scene? And then she asked for her key back or something. I'm like, also, do she pay for their house or whatever?
Wow. Probably
That
do.
joke was hilarious. I'm telling you, I was tripping out, but it was like he was getting pretty heated too.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was like, I don't know
Mhm.
which way this gonna go because I
Yeah.
thought he might start going off a little worse than he
Yeah,
did.
and then he talk about some. We
Yeah.
see who
So,
really is the problem. Who really is the problem? I'm like, don't you gaslight my sis. I know you done cheated on her or something. She ain't reacting like this for no reason.
yeah.
No,
You know he gaslighting
because
my
he tried to make
sis.
her look like the crazy one. Now she is a little
Yeah, that
crazy,
is
but
true.
I'm sure
They
it's
gotta
more to
stop
it.
it.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
they really gotta stop doing
Hmm.
it.
Oh yeah. I'm
No,
sure
man.
it's way more to it.
Exactly. I was just like, mm-mm. So then the next day we get Lisa go on her date with Trey, and he surprisingly he seemed a
Mhm.
little more like open, still open to dating her. That would have been enough red flags for me. Like getting physical, that's where like I would draw the line as a man. Like if I was a man, if I see a woman that gets physical with her man, like that would be like
Yeah.
drawing
Yeah, that's
the
Yeah.
fair.
line. If that's just
Yeah, that's
me,
fair.
but now also I'm not a man,
Yeah.
so I don't know. But I just feel like anybody getting physical with their significant other, that's where I draw the line. So,
Yeah.
but he seemed, he was telling her all these, giving her all these compliments. She was blushing and stuff. So I thought, okay, she probably gonna pick Trey. Now that's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
me too.
going into the little, the choices. Um, but then I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to say this on camera.
What?
With Trey, I think he likes white women. Like I
You
think
think
he maybe
so?
Yeah.
prefers. He wasn't
I
giving her the same
don't know.
kind of compliments he was giving Ryan. I don't know.
Mm,
I don't know.
I guess that could be true. That could be
Um,
true.
but I feel like Trey and Lisa had a lot in common. I just wish she wasn't like so crazy. All right, so this last little bit we can probably get through pretty quick because not a lot happened in the last few episodes that was worth noting.
Okay.
So the choice, that's when we find they sit down for dinner for the choice. We see two seats empty. We find out Lisa and Brian they have left the process. I
Mhm.
thought Lisa just left. You know what I mean? And then we find out that Lisa
Yeah.
is pregnant.
Yep.
So then
Mm.
I thought that was gonna be it. You know what I mean? But then they come
Yeah.
back and they give us a little clip of, I guess, her telling Brian that she's pregnant.
Mhm.
Red flags all over this clip. E- Every part of the conversation was a red flag. Every single part from Brian,
Mhm.
red flag, and she still want to be with him. Like so, when she told him, I didn't like the way he cocked his head back first. Didn't smile, didn't do nothing. I'm not saying he had to, because I mean I'm sure it was a shock to him. But this is like he cocked his head back.
Mhm.
Didn't like that. Didn't look happy at all. Asking a lot of questions. And then had the
Nope.
nerve to ask, "Are you pregnant with my baby?" On
That's what
camera?
got me. That is
On
what got
camera,
me. You gonna
Brian.
question the
Like
paternity?
at least wait till the
Yeah.
camera's
Paternity?
shut down.
Like you embarrass
Yeah.
this
He was a
woman. She
piece of
better not
work.
play
I was
with him.
like, this
She better
man
not.
here. I was just like, mm. But they did look kind of cute together by the end of the thing. But I'm just like, this is just toxic written all over it. And you can tell she thinking that maybe this will like push
Yeah, it
him
was.
to get married. And he made it very clear in his
Mm.
confessionals and stuff. This don't change anything. It just complicates things more. I think he was about done with
Yeah, he
her.
sure
Mhm.
did. He sure did.
So what y'all think? What's our final verdict on Lisa and Brian? Are they staying together? What we think?
I mean, I think she'll
I
stay up
I
for the
don't
baby.
know.
He'll want to
That's a
leave.
hard call.
He'll be a deadbeat daddy.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
I'm gonna be
hard
honest. I
call.
don't think he's gonna.
Yeah.
He's
Let me
not
go back
gonna
and look
take
at
that
that.
baby as
I
he is.
think. Hmm. I
Yep.
think by the reunion they'll probably be broken up and just co-parenting,
Yeah.
and probably
Yeah.
very toxic though. I feel like the reunion, them two, when them episodes, I'm assuming a reunion episode is gonna be on Wednesday. Those two, they
Yeah,
gonna
it's
be
gonna
going
be a
at it.
mess.
They
A
gonna be going
mess.
at it. So then I was like, after this makes all the picks pretty clear to me. You know what I mean? Because I thought Trey might, because Trey and Raya were the two that we thought might mix it up. You know, Trey might pick
Yeah.
Lisa, and Raya might, more than likely was going to pick Brian. So once them two left, we already knew who the picks were going to be. So we can just run those
Mhm.
down real quick. Trey chooses Ryan. Ryan chooses Trey. Raya chooses James, and James chooses Raya. And then we have Kat choosing
Yeah.
Antonio. Antonio chooses Kat. And then Alex
Mhm.
picks Roxanne, and Roxanne obviously picks Alex too. None of these surprised you, I'm
Gotcha.
assuming, either, just based off of what we saw with the dates. Uh,
Mm-mm.
Now I do want to touch on, who did I not like? Alex. Alex is an asshole. Alex is an asshole. He's Alex and Roxanne,
Yes.
honestly. The way they treated their
Mhm.
exes, since they call them their exes when they do the little trial marriage, it was so nasty.
Mhm.
Just mean
Very
spirited.
negative.
The way when he described
Oh,
Kat, he called her sweet
pessimistic.
and nice, but then when he describes Roxanne, he's calling her driven,
Mhm.
witty, smart. And it's just like, all of this to
Yes.
Kat's face. Like, it was just real nasty and mean.
Then talk about she could slow her down or do something. I'm like, she should punch you in your
Yeah.
face. I'm not for violence, but dang,
It was just
you
real
just disrespected this woman
nasty
all the
and mean.
way.
And then we have and then even Roxanne, I feel like she said some real mean stuff about Antonio.
Mhm.
It was just, I don't know.
Mhm.
I just didn't like it.
I didn't like any
And
of it.
then, so Kat, she did speak up for herself. She's kind of like, I didn't know there were personality traits, like things that you were missing in our relationship. You know what I mean? She's like, so you just don't
Yeah.
like me as like a person, like
Yep.
my traits, you don't like me. You know what I mean? I think it really kind of clicked with her then,
Mhm.
like, oh, he just don't like me.
Yeah.
And then the other
Mhm.
one, I felt Raya's a bitch. She was being real spiteful.
Yes.
Some of the stuff she was
Yes.
saying in her speech
Yes.
about James, and about some, he makes her think about having kids and showed her that she does want marriage and all this stuff. And I'm just like, really, bitch? You gonna
Mm-mm.
do
No.
our guy Trey like this after all
That's why
Trey
I
has
said, "Leave
done
that
for
girl
you?
alone." Yeah, leave that girl alone. Leave
I
her
wasn't really feeling
alone.
Raya. I'm gonna keep it real with you. So yeah, them
Mm-mm.
were the main ones that stuck out to me. Did anybody else's speeches kind of stick out to you? I don't really think. Monica,
No,
anybody's speeches stick
not
out to you
really.
at the choice other than how mean, or did you want to talk about how mean Alex and Roxanne and Raya were to their exes?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's all that stuck out to
All
me. Yeah, that's all.
right. So with the new couples, Antonio and Kat, we don't really got to talk about them. Um, they don't like each other. Let's be honest. Like, they not
Mhm.
romantically, so nothing's really gonna come of that.
Yeah.
They, like, he slept on an air mattress in the living room. Like, it's very clear that's not
Yeah.
going anywhere.
That's
Um,
true.
so Trey and Ryan, they seem to kind of. I think Trey likes Ryan more than she likes him. What do y'all think? I think they have good
Yeah,
chemistry. They have good fun
I think
chemistry,
so.
but like, I just, I think she just so in deep with her high school sweetheart. It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I think she likes him, but
Mhm.
I just don't think, just she just loved James so
Yeah.
much. Oh, we forgot to talk about
That
James. He
makes
did
Yeah.
that
sense.
little weird thing at the little dinner thing, like where he, like, I thought he was finna, like, I don't know what he was trying to say to Trey. Remember when he turned to him and said something at the end of the dinner? And I'm like, where are we
Yeah.
going with this?
Mhm.
But it was really a bunch of nothing. I don't know.
Yeah.
James is weird.
I mean, he did tell him that he don't feel like he should be waiting around on the girl Raya.
Oh, yeah, that's
He
fair.
said he felt like he should explore other people, which was true. I feel like that
Oh,
was a
we
good
ain't
thing for
seen
him to
that
tell
yet,
him.
Monica.
Hold on. So how far did I go?
You
You went
went,
all the
episode 5
way.
is where they finna do that, where they because they do the little thing where
But I
they
feel
come
like
back.
I cut 5 off.
Nah, we ain't seen
See,
where the
You
guys get
probably
together.
did
I
what I
think it was
did.
only like
Cause you
10
at the part where
minutes.
like the guys go out and the
Oh,
girls
maybe.
go out, and then they kind of like give a little tea about like
Yeah,
what.
I'm
Yeah, we
there.
ain't seen
Yeah.
that yet. But I got something to look
Oh,
forward
okay.
to now.
Yeah, I know that's the
Yeah.
truth.
So I don't know. Like I think Trey's just a really good guy, and so
Mhm.
I don't think Ryan's gonna be picking Trey over James at this point, unless James would have like slept with
Nah.
Raya or something, which he didn't. But we'll get to that. At least as
Mhm.
far as we know, you know. So then Raya and James, I don't think
Yeah.
Raya really likes this man. I think she just wants out of that relationship with Trey. What y'all think?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
she
so.
do.
So
She doing her
before bed
best.
that first night, we kind of talked about James was really struggling. He was struggling. So he's like, he tells Raya he needs to go for a quick run, but he really just went to call his friend and vent about the fact that he having a hard time hearing Trey talk about all these good things about Ryan that he sees in her, and he thought there was no chance Ryan
Mhm.
would leave him in this experience, and is seeing that it could be a possibility. And then he started crying in his confessional and stuff. Our man, he down bad. He's down bad. So he's struggling. And then later we see him and Raya play this like sex icebreaker type game. So this is the thing that confused me about
Mhm.
James. Cause later on he talked about how he don't want to like too much physical touch, like too much affection with her. But then he really going in, like he was trying to tease her. It felt like, or did y'all not feel that when they played the little game? And then he's like talking about foreplay, and like foreplay can start at be in the morning,
Yes.
and you can do this and do
And
that,
she's
and you know what I
like,
mean? It's
you
like,
know what she said? She said, "Oh, is foreplay like I can give you a hug?"
yeah, like
I'm
you
like,
know what
"You
foreplay
gonna say
is.
that?"
But it was like he kept
Like,
going on and on about the foreplay, like, but then decided he didn't want to be
mhm.
physical with her. So I'm just like, so what we doing here?
Yeah, he definitely don't like I don't think he's attracted to black women.
Yeah, I agree. I
That's just
think he
my
just,
take.
and I almost feel like he picked her so that he wouldn't do anything, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, if you pick somebody that's
Yeah.
Mhm.
not your type, then you know you're not going to cheat or
Yeah.
cheat, even though they're saying they don't consider it cheating, but you know. So yeah, and then he
Yeah.
does this little pool date thing for her with candles and stuff and all that. They talk about what they want in wedding and marriage, whatever. Um, and then they had the date night, and it seemed like he cooked for her, I guess. And he don't really like display any affection to her. But she kept pressing this man. It's like, girl, just let it go. If he don't want to hold your hand, he don't want to hold your hand. Like y'all 2 weeks into the experiment. You only got like a week left at this point. If you didn't get what you was gonna get
Exactly.
out the marriage, the trial marriage, you're not gonna get it. Let's just let it go. Like we not gonna
Mhm.
keep pressing this man to
That
have
is
sex
true.
with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
'Cause he clearly not
yes.
interested at all.
Yeah. I think she
Mm-mm.
wanted
He is
him
not
to have
interested.
sex with her just so that Trey would like break up with her. So, you know what I mean? She didn't have to end it with him.
Yeah.
Because maybe Trey's the type too that he gonna keep trying to fix it even if she tries to break it off. So she was like, okay, if I have sex with somebody else, then like he definitely let me go.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah, and
Yeah.
true.
then we find out, and then James basically says that he tells her he feels like she's ready to get out of a relationship so bad that she would start a relationship with someone else tomorrow. And then we find out that James has cheated on Ryan before. And then I just wrote my notes, like Monica
Mhm.
said. I was like, Raya's lace is really bothering me right now. It is very distracting.
Yeah.
Her lace, that little part
Yeah.
was really bothering me. All right, last couple,
Yeah.
last new couple, Roxanne and Alex. Trina, you want to just take this one?
It's a boring relationship.
It is.
It's not even giving life. It's giving like take them off the camera.
Yeah.
You can just put Lisa and Brian and what they doing with they
That's what I wanted
pregnancy
to see.
scare or whatever it
Let the
is.
cameras follow them
Like
around.
this whole, oh, we can sit in the same room, do business. Like I don't give a crap about that.
Exactly.
Like Put the stuff that makes sense. I wanna know what's happening with
Then
the
I
other
felt like they
people.
was moving way too fast too. You saw like they were talking about like anal on a first night together, or like I guess
I
I
would
was
never do
like,
that.
because remember she
Yeah.
was asking
I
something
don't
about
even
what he
wanna
done
know
did,
about
and she was
that.
like, "Well, have you ever done anal?" I'm like, "Girl."
If my man ever said yes, I would be like, "I can't be with you. You mm-mm.
But I was just
No.
surprised, like on the first night, that's what you gonna ask.
That's a deal breaker. That's a deal breaker. No,
Yeah,
thank
she was
Um,
you."
she was a little out
and
there.
then I really don't like how she
And
overlines her
they talked about the
lips.
bed too.
What they said about the bed again?
Yeah, cause some of this stuff
What you about to say, Trina?
some of this stuff shouldn't even be like, you shouldn't air out your personal stuff like this on TV. Like, some stuff you gotta keep in the bedroom. You don't just air this out on TV like this. I feel like some of them just say this stuff just to make the TV
Mm-hmm.
show or have to get their little 15 minutes of fame. But you really looking
Yeah.
stupid airing all this stuff
Yeah,
out.
and then so in this batch of episodes, she does meet in the first four. I guess it was episode 4. She meets Alice's parents, and I could tell the mama was like not feeling her. She wasn't feeling her. Like some of the mom kept having to correct her on some of the stuff she was saying. Like I don't
Mhm.
know. She was just saying like Alex helps her see how that you can be super successful with a partner as well, and like you basically talking about optics though, like oh power couple, and the mom was like kept correcting her about that. Like I felt like the mom sees like what's the real tea. What y'all thought? Y'all thought his
Yeah, I
mama was
think
Mhm.
like
so.
side eyeing it a little bit.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then
Yeah, I think so.
she basically talking about how Antonio don't challenge her enough, and that leads to Alex's mom asking him, "Does Kat challenge him enough?" And I felt like he didn't really give
Oh,
like a full answer to it. I don't know, but
yeah.
I I don't think either of them are gonna stay with their person. So
Mm-mm.
that's it for the first 4 episodes. Do y'all want to wait until the next 4 to give like our predictions of like who gonna stay together, who's gonna propose, who gonna da 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 da? Okay, we can
Yeah.
wait and do that next time.
Yeah, we can wait.
So we'll wrap this one up. My name is Candace. You can find me on Instagram at simply Candace. Trina.
Trina, you want to go?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Um, yes, I'm gonna go. It's gonna be Katrina. My name's Katrina, as you can see on the screen. Um, my handle is on the screen also, but if you can't read, it's at Katrina underscore lovable at Instagram. Hope you have a
Monica.
blessed day.
Yep, and I'm Monica, and my Instagram is at Monica Rose Lifestyle.
All right, we'll catch you guys on the next podcast, and thanks for watching. Bye.
Yes.